I laugh my ass off.
Hello, welcome to the first episode of Therapeutic Half-Hour. This is your host, Gene Salisbury. Yes, as in Salisbury stink, but please do not call me that. I have used several various types of medicines and therapy to put those painful memories down into a very dark corner. Now today on Therapeutic Half-Hour, I am going to be playing the Nintendo title Super Mario Galaxy, released in 2007 for the Nintendo Wii system. I have decided to use Toad as my planet icon because I feel as one with Toad. At least that's what my therapist said. Yes, I am a therapist who has his own therapist. Now let's begin. Every 100 years a comet appears in the skies above the Mushroom Kingdom. The comet was so large one year it filled the skies and sent countless shooting stars raining down. The Toads brought the shooting stars to the castle where they became a power star. It should have been a very happy time for the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. However, that was the night of the Star Festival, which is held once every 100 years to celebrate the comet. Now, I could probably do an entire 10-page essay on the relationship between Super Mario and his lover, Princess Peach. However, that will be for another day. Now, as you are watching this video so far, you are probably wondering what in the heck Therapeutic Half-Hour even is with your host, who is me, and my name again is Gene Salisbury. Apparently I cannot jump into the water. That is very unfortunate. I really wanted to kill and drown Super Mario. But anyways, Therapeutic Half-Hour is basically a show where I play an exciting but also very therapeutic, very enjoyable game. In today's case, that game is Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii system. I have chosen this game because it is very colorful, and lots of colors means less stress on a person's mind. It is also not very hard to play, which is also less stressful, especially these earlier levels. Now, to begin the show, I will not be taking people's calls quite yet, but first I would like to establish who I am. My name is Gene Salisbury, and I have various amounts of PhDs. What kind of degrees are those PhDs? I refuse to tell you because I am a very secretive person. Another question you may be having is, do I even have a therapy license, which means a license to practice the art of therapy? And I would answer that with, it depends on your definition of license. If you need an official license from the United States of America's government to practice therapy, the answer would be no, I do not have an official license. However, a few days ago, I created my own license via a piece of printer paper and several different colors of crayons. And I do believe that that officially makes me licensed to practice therapy on a small YouTube channel such as this one. Some more about me, Gene Salisbury. Some of my hobbies include butchery. Yes, that means that I grow or buy various cows and then I slaughter them and use their meat on things such as hamburgers or beef stew. Another hobby that I, Gene Salisbury, have is I enjoy playing some video games. However, I don't enjoy ones that are critically acclaimed, which is why This very first episode is very hard for me since Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii received such critical acclaim. However, I prefer playing games such as Bad Rats or Big Wigs on the Road Racing. Another thing you should know about me is that I am technically a repeat sex offender. Yes, I tried to make love to several women underage. However, they were asking for it. Literally, they asked me to do it, and I did it, and I got caught. It was very unfortunate. Was it a mistake? Yes. Do I regret it? No, because they had, as the children say, rather fine booties. But I know this subject makes people uncomfortable, so I will now move on to other things about me. I am a cat person. I cannot stand dogs. They make me very uncomfortable because as I was growing up as a child, my neighbor had a dog who was half wolf, and the dog would constantly try to attack me. Therefore, I am very uncomfortable with dogs and prefer cats. Now, I believe that is probably enough about me. We should probably get started with the first episode of Therapeutic Half-Hour. Now, to begin the show once more, instead of starting with the colors, I swear that is coming later, I would like to start out with a new, trying to get it patented, but so far it's not working, but a new therapeutic technique I would like to call the 1-2 step, which actually somehow fits in with the game right here, since it looks like Mario is about to try the 1-2 step. So what is the 1-2 step, you are probably asking? It's just when you are talking to a new person, such as Mario was doing with that bunny. He is no longer talking to the bunny, which makes this very unfortunate. But anyways, the 1-2 step is when you are talking to a brand new person and they are making you uncomfortable, which I don't know about you guys, but me personally, because I have a ton of social anxiety, I get very uncomfortable when speaking to new people. Now you are probably wondering, if you have social anxiety, Gene Salisbury, how are you able to host a new show called Therapeutic Half-Hour, talk to new people, and be social, even though you have social anxiety? And the answer to that is go fuck yourselves. So anyways, back to the 1-2 step. When you are talking to a new person, and remember this has to be a brand new person, it cannot be someone you have already met at least once before. It has to be a completely brand new person. The 1-2 step is where you take your first step, which will be your left foot. It should also be worth noting that this is the time where you have to be talking to the person for the very first time. So this is where you go for the handshake and you say, hello, my name is, insert your name here. So with the 1-2 step, you take your left foot. I repeat, your left foot, not the right foot. This is very crucial. If you start with the right foot, it screws up the entire therapeutic process, and you may as well just kill yourself right then and there, perform a therapeutic seppuku, if you will. Anyways, so you take your left foot and you widen it out a bit, and after and only after you have widened your left, not your right, but your left foot out a bit, you may then proceed with caution and widen your right foot out a bit. Now you may be wondering, Gene Salisbury, what do you mean by widening the feet? I mean taking your left foot and not only physically moving the foot, rotating the foot outwards to make it sort of like how a duck walks, but you also want to physically move your foot and your leg a little bit to the left to make your stance wider. Now, you will also be doing the same with your right foot, but again, only after the left foot has been widened. This is very, very crucial to the therapeutic process. And again, if you mess it up, you should just kill yourself. That is the only reasonable option if you mess it up. Okay, now back to the 1-2 step. Why do we want to do the 1-2 step? The answer is with your widened stance and your feet out. The new person who is making you uncomfortable that you are talking to, such as this little Luma guy, he is making me very uncomfortable because he is white instead of the usual yellow. I know that may be racist against Lumas, but this is my show, so let me do the talking. Anyways, the 1-2 step. Why is it important to widen your stance? It is because when you widen that stance, you gain more confidence. For example, just think of Darth Vader from the film series Star Wars. His stance is very wide, not only because he is a fairly large person, but because he wants to show his confidence to his inferiors. Because if he is not confident to his inferiors, then that just destroys the whole image of his bravado, and he does not want to do that, and neither should you. So, again, I will repeat the 1-2 step one more time. Actually, look, see, Mario has actually just done the 1-2 step when he jumped. It was a very subtle 1-2 step, but I will have you know that he did it. I should probably sue Nintendo because this patent is still pending. However, back to the 1-2 step. So again, I cannot stress this enough. You start out with the left foot. That is right, the left foot. The left foot must be widened first. So with your left foot, not only do you want to rotate it wide to the left, you also want to physically move your leg to the left just a bit. It needs to be subtle because if the other person sees that you are in fact using the 1-2 step, you might as well kill the other person first and then yourself. It will better both of your lives. Okay, and then after you do the left foot, you do the right foot the same way, except instead of leaning your foot to the left, you will want to lead it to the right, and the leg also to the right. So that is the 1-2 step, and if you don't know it, well then that is too bad. Just repeat this part of the video over and over until you understand the 1-2 step. Alright, now that we have established exactly what the 1-2 step is, and now that we have our first therapeutic option for you to do out of the way, I believe it's just time that we finally take some calls. This first caller is John from Ohio. John, you are on the air.
Hello, I am John from Sony Customer Support. How may I help you today?
Sir, I am sorry. I believe you have called the wrong number because nobody in the studio has contacted Sony Customer Support for anything. We are currently recording Therapeutic Half-Hour with your host, Gene Salisbury, and currently this is your host, Gene Salisbury, speaking.
Sir, I am very sorry, but I am sorry, my English is not very good. They have not taught me here in, what state was this again? I believe it was Ohio. Anyways, sir, you are mistaken. You did indeed contact Sony Customer Support. We do not call people. We do not call random people. That is not part of our institution. That is not part of our pride as the Sony Customer Support. But yes, I would like to help you with your problem if you would, but sir, I need you to help me out here. I do not know what your problem currently is. They just told me to answer the phone, so I answered the phone, and I still need to know your problem. I should probably stop talking to let you tell me what your problem is with your Sony electronic product.
Sir, I believe you have made a genuine mistake, which is okay, because the first part of bettering oneself is to realize that mistakes were made. We did not call Sony Customer Support. In fact, I do not believe we have any Sony products in the studio while we are recording, because we only do American-made products. We only have American-made products because we support these United States of America, and we do not support any other country. So, sir, if you would allow me, I am going to hang up your call right now because it is a mistake, and this is a very unfortunate way to begin what is, I'm sure, going to be a very positive and a very reassuring show. Now, John, I did enjoy your company. However, good day. Alright, that was a very large mistake. However, the show must go on, as they say in Broadway. So, before we take another caller, I would like to say thank you to all the people who are currently watching, especially watching me make a mistake on this level where I just got electrocuted by the, I would want to say, goldenrod bar. However, don't quote me on the color because I am actually colorblind. That is another thing that you will probably want to know about your host, Gene Salisbury. Now, before I take another call, I am going to take this power star. This is, in fact, the very first power star that I have indeed earned in this game. So I would like to take a moment to say thank you for those who are still watching and still supporting the very first episode of Therapeutic Half-Hour. Your appreciation is indeed appreciated. Alright, now we are about to go to our second caller. I believe this is Janine from Alaska. Janine, you are indeed on the air.
Why, hello there, Salisbury Steak. This is Janine, and I was just calling in because recently my husband's been bringing several various types of women home, and he's been having sexual relations with them. And I was just wondering, is that healthy? Is that a healthy thing for our marriage? I'm not sure if bringing multiple partners home is, if that's healthy for us. I mean, I know it's healthy for him since he's got to, get the gunk out so he doesn't get prostate cancer. But I was just wondering, is that a healthy relationship for us if he keeps bringing multiple women home and I just sit there and crochet a little bit, maybe read some of my fancy novels like 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight? Is that a thing?
First off, Janine, I would like to say that please, I beg you, do not call me Salisbury Steak. As I said at the very beginning of this video, I have memories that I have used several various methods to keep repressed, and I would enjoy continually to not remember those memories. And second off, I would like to thank you for actually calling with a real problem. Our first caller thought that we had called in for Sony customer support. However, because we endorse American companies, we do not own anything Sony related in the studio. And thirdly, I would like to get to your problem, which it sounds like your husband is having promiscuous amounts of sex with women that are not his wife. And I do believe that he does have the right to do that, because as they say in that one black song I cannot remember at the moment, this is indeed a man's world. And it sounds like that you are not sexually pleasing your husband enough. And I do believe that if you maybe wear skimpier outfits, maybe not read bullshit such as 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight, that maybe your husband may find you more sexually attractive. But until you take those steps to make yourself more sexually attractive, actually try to understand your husband, who is using these various women and having lots of sex with these various women as a sign to say, hey, Janine, I am not happy with our marriage, and I would appreciate it if you put in as much work into the marriage as I do. I believe this is a call for help, that it is on you to make sure that he does not cheat on you. It is not on him, because again, it is indeed a man's world. However, I believe that once you try to make yourself more attractive, get more involved with your husband's life, you will find much more happiness than you previously have.
Alright, that sounds good for the first husband, but as for the second husband, he's doing the same thing. However, he's with men. How do I fix that?
Janine, when you first called in, you did not make it clear that you have multiple husbands. This is very uncomfortable for me, So instead of answering that one, I actually know what, I'm gonna answer it anyway. He is gayer than Sir Elton John at a fashion show. Just let it happen. Divorce the second husband because he clearly prefers men over women. Also, please do not call this number again because you make me very uncomfortable, and I actually am now employing the 1-2 step in the studio even though I am not standing up, and that is how uncomfortable you are making me. So I will now hang up on you. However, Janine, I hope that you fix all of your problems and that you have a absolutely stellar day, even if I dislike you. Alright, that was a very strange call from Janine. We will now hear from Wendy, or no, not Wendy, but Randy. Randy is from Wisconsin, and Randy, you are now currently on the air. Please do not mess this up, thank you.
Well, hello there, Mr. Salisbury. This is Randy. I'm from the great old state of Wisconsin. Anyways, I was having some trouble recently. I can't seem to connect to my son. He keeps talking about all this Japanese bullshit. He keeps talking about like this JoJo crap. I don't know, it's some animated cartoon show or something. And he keeps trying to get me into it, but I just think the whole thing is bullshit. How do I tell my one and only son that I hate what he loves without hurting his feelings? Please help me out, Mr. Salisbury. Thank you.
I would first like to say thank you very much for calling in, Randy. And to answer your question, I believe that instead of trying to connect to your son, tell your son that what he is doing is wrong, because it sounds like this JoJo, I believe in Japan they call it anime, that is the term for an animated Japanese-made cartoon. But tell your son that anime will not be accepted into your house. Instead of letting your son be the person he wants to be, force him to be the person that you want him to be. Because remember, Randy, this is your house. You make the rules. Don't let your son dictate what happens in your own household, okay? Does that sound good to you, Randy?
Well, it sure doesn't sound like the healthiest of relationships, but you know, you're the licensed therapist, not me. So I guess I'll listen to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Salisbury. You've been a great help.
Alright, thank you very much, Randy. That means a lot. I believe that we have time for one more caller. This caller is unknown. They don't have their name or address on the phone number, so, mysterious caller, you are on the air.
Hello there, brother. This is the professional wrestler known as the Therapeutic Tundra. And I was just wondering, brother, sometimes I enjoy creating videos for YouTube. However, these videos don't get very many views, because I guess the YouTube audience is not ready for the greatness known as the Therapeutic Tundra. So I was just wondering, Mr. Gene Salisbury, is it worth creating YouTube videos if nobody watches them?
First, Mr. Tundra, I would like to say thank you for calling, and second of all, I would like to say no. If nobody watches them, that means you are garbage, and garbage is not worth anybody's time except maybe the garbage man. Don't call this number again or I will call the police, Mr. Tundra. Thank you and have a nice day. Alright, now that that last caller is out of the way and I have beaten this very first boss in Nintendo's Super Mario Galaxy, released for the Nintendo Wii in 2007, I believe this is a fantastic way to end the very first episode of Therapeutic Half-Hour. So please, if you are still watching, make sure to rate the video with a like, comment about what you want to see in the next video, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. This is Gene Salisbury, and again, thank you very much for watching.